We all want to get places quicker and faster, but getting over PTSD or trauma is a slow process. Are you stuck in your trauma right now, just going in circles? My first question to you is, what are you feeding your mind? Are you spending the time throughout the day watching the news or trying to find out what's going on in this world? The negative news is there to keep you in awe. It's there to keep you focused. It's there to keep your attention. So they will always blow things up bigger than it truly is. But all of this overkill gets your mind thinking, is this really what this world is all about? Is this really what my reality is? Today, I want to give you 5 reasons to stop watching the news and how important it is to find your own resources and to research it and to figure things out on your own, especially while you're healing from your trauma. Now, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that little bell so that you are notified anytime a new video comes out. Which, hint, breaking news, it happens every Wednesday. Let's get into today's topic. Now, I haven't watched the news in over a decade, but for some reason, I always find out what's happening. Now, why is that? It's because I do my own research. It's because I create my own resources. I go, okay, what matters right now? What are situations in my reality that matter as to what I need to know? I don't need to know what's going on in other places of the world. I need to know what's going on in my reality. But for some reason, we all need to be in tune with things that happen all over this world. And it fills our mind with negativity. It fills our mind with emotion that we don't need. And this, my friends, is what I want you to cut out while you're going through your trauma, while you're trying to regrow your life. If you're filling it with more trauma, with more things that are going to have your mind bring up the past, it's time to eliminate that and it's time to move forward. Like I said, the news is there to give you factual events and help you shift your life into a more positive manner. Okay, no, I didn't say that at all. But the news is there to dramatize everything, to cause you to go, yeah, oh my gosh, this big explosion, these things are happening. And it overwhelms us and goes, this is my reality. This is what happens in my life. And necessarily, my friends, that is not true. The news is there because it wants to keep you informed. It wants to keep your attention, which is what I want to do too. So I'm going to really want to dramatize everything. I want to make everything bigger than it actually is because that's where our attention's kept. That's where things are going to show you that, yeah, this guy's energy, the things that are going on in this world can be my reality too. But my friends, that's not necessarily what you want. Right now, as you're building your trauma, as you're going through this experience and creating that life that you want, you need to kind of restart. You need to calmly work through the things that you want. Being overkill, being drama is not going to help you. And that, my friends, is what we're going to talk about today. Now, I remember about 8 years ago, a friend of mine was going to a conference. He was going to a conference somewhere in Europe. Now, when they were planning the trip and they set everything up, there was a breaking news announcement that there was a bomb that was about to go off while they were there on their trip. Now, a lot of people are like, what? A bomb is going to go off? There's absolutely no reason I'm going to this country. I'm not going to put myself into danger. And a lot of people didn't go. They missed the conference. They missed a great experience because of a negative news story. Let me tell you what really happened. What happened was that protesters put off a bomb, a small bomb, to protest something. I'm not really sure what it was at the time. But what they do is they bomb in front of City Hall. Oh my gosh, City Hall might blow up. Nope, not happens at all either. It is quarantined off by the police so that no one gets hurt. But the news didn't tell you that. The news didn't tell you that part because it's not factual. They tell you what kept your attention. And that scared a bunch of people. And some people that went to the conference even were a part of that and said, hey, what's going on here? Right? They were engulfed in what happened while they were there just to see and assist or whatever because they didn't go because of their fear. I don't want you to miss out on a life that you want. I don't want you to miss out on this amazing life that you could have, because the negative news is trying to tell you certain things that are going on. It's trying to keep your attention. It's trying to keep you there in the picture, my friends. And that's where you don't want to be. You're trying to rebuild your life. You're trying to relay the foundation. And adding more trauma into your head is not going to help. So one of the first reasons to stop watching the news is, my friends, it ruins your mental health. And right now, as you're rebuilding your life, as you're creating this new life alongside your PTSD, or really working at eliminating it, this is when it's important not to feed your mind this negativity. Now, I know I've used this analogy before, but our mind is like a garden. And the garden it can be beautiful. All the positive things in your life can make this garden absolutely, it can be the Garden of Eden, right? It can be absolutely great. But when we keep filling our mind with negativity, there's weeds. There's things that aren't good in your mind. And this causes you to constantly think about negativity, to constantly always go back to that past trauma experience. It's bringing it back up because you're still feeding your mind negativity. My friends, your mental health is number one. It should be the most important thing to you. It should be that thing that really controls how you feed, where your life goes, the things that you're doing. And that's what I want to really reiterate today, my friends. That's how your life needs to go. That's how you have to lay that foundation. So allow yourself to put more positive things in. The news does not help with that. They don't give factual events. They give outrageous events. Breaking news. House blew up, right? What actually happened was a small propane fire in the backyard, right? This is how they keep your attention. What, a house blew up? Oh my gosh, I got to see what happened. I do it all the time. I still get consumed in some of the resources that I find, and it's like, they're like, breaking news, this happened. I'm like, oh, what really happened, right? And you scroll through, you get halfway through the story, you're like, okay, this is bogus. I'm not wasting any more time on this, and you close out the window. Because number two, it gives your mind ideas that really aren't true. What are the things that are happening in your life? What are the things in your reality that you want to create? Just like the story of the bomb going off. It created something in the reality that just wasn't true. It wasn't what was actually happening. It wasn't factual. Now I want you, my friend, to think about things in your life right now that you wish you'd done, but you didn't because of maybe a story you heard. Right? People are fearful of flying because of stories they've heard. People are fearful of going on cruise ships because the Titanic sunk. Right? These outrageous stories that the news have brought into your life has caused extra trauma that really isn't needed. Don't let the news limit you. If you don't know about it, you're able to go on with your life. Now, I know some of you are like, but I have to understand what's going on. And that's fine. I'll get to that at the end. Now, number three, and I know I've talked about this already before, is that the news affects you negatively. Why do you want to add more negativity to your life? Why do you want to continue to consume yourself with things that aren't going to benefit you? Especially now, my friends, your mind is in a confusion state. Your mind is in a state that's causing you to think about things that have happened, but it's also filling stories in your head that aren't fully true. And that's what the news does. It gives you blips of what happens, blips of this negativity, this unfactual, with a little bit of fact of negativity to keep you informed, to keep your attention. And my friends, that's not what you need right now. You need your attention on things that are positive, things that are going to move you forward in your life and not keep you stuck in the past. Now, number four is watching the news. 95% of it does not directly affect you. Some of the things that you go in your life, like maybe you commute to work, watch the news you're like, I'm just watching the news for the drive to see if there's any traffic, right? And then this other thing will pop up and you're like, oh, what was that? Or something else will happen. Go on your phone and find traffic that way. Or go on a different resource and find what you need in the moment. Because honestly, if let's say it's a Saturday, you're chilling at home, you're cleaning your house or doing something else, why do you need the news on? What is it that's going to help in your life, having the news, knowing what's going on in the world on a day that you want to have peace and just spend time in your house? Answer that question. Answer it for yourself, because this is when your life's going to shift. When you begin to bring self-awareness in, you begin to ask yourself the right questions, that's when your life begins to change and you create that life that you truly want. And number 5, and the most important one, is the news is wasting time in your life that you are never going to get back. Why do you want to fill your head with negativity when you could be out with friends, out with your kids, doing something as a family, learning a new craft in your life, learning something more positive, reading a book, doing self-care, meditating, going for a walk, going for a car ride, anything, right? There's so much more that you could do in your life that the news is taking away that time from. Now, do you have any other reasons in your life or any other reasons that you could give to others? Comment below and say, yeah, I have this idea to help you stay informed. Because like I've said before, I want to build mental health advocates on here. I want you, my friends, to be able to help others get through their mental health. Because if we have more mental health advocates, we're going to be able to squash the mental health pandemic that's going on in this world. We're going to be able to squash the suicides that people are having. And that's what we want to do. So put ideas in the comments. Say, you could do this. You could maybe get informed through this way. I use this, website because it's very true. It comes from people and it's not sponsored by the news to keep your attention. Now, I know you might be asking, okay, but I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's going on in this world. And I hope some of the comments that people are putting in have given you ideas. But the best way to do this is to research yourself. Find those areas that are really true to you. Find people out there that are like, what's going on in my reality? Because my friends, that's where you want to keep your focus. You want to keep your focus in your reality. Don't worry about what's going on the other side of the world, unless you have family there, and then that's part of your reality. Don't worry about what's going on in a different city, unless it's connected to you somehow. And don't get your information from the news. The news is there to keep you sucked in. It's there to keep your attention so that you stay on and watch. Because the more views, just like YouTube, the higher the publicity and the more money they make. And it's not about that, but I want your mental health to be important to you, my friend. I want you to grow and become that person that you truly want to be. And you can't do that by filling your head from that negativity of the news. You can't do that. You have to create that life that you truly want. And you have to do that by feeding your mind positivity, feeding your mind things that are going to change your life and help you become that person that you want to be. Right now, it's so important to be feeding positivity because you're growing. You're going through a phase. You're going through a situation right now. And if you keep feeding your mind negativity, you're going to stay in the negativity. But if you move into a more positive state, if you move into feeding your mind more things that are in tune with you and are going to help you and are going to assist you to grow, that's when your life is going to shift. If your mind is filled with anxiety, is filled with worry, more anxiety situations, more worry, that's what the news is going to give you. And that's how your life's going to transform. And you're just going to have more of it, more of it, more of it until you're so broken that you need to talk to a therapist. You need to go to counseling. You need to do something extreme to get you out of this phase now. And I don't want you to get to that point, my friend. Squash it now like it's small before it turns out huge. Another way to be more in a positive state is to put yourself in a service place. Where can you help others, right? Can you create a YouTube channel? Can you do a podcast? Can you go to like a shelter or whatever you want in your life? What can you do to be a service of others? That's going to fill that time that you're trapped in. That's causing you to not be or have the life that you want. Now, if this video has helped you and you're inspired to go after the things that you want, make sure you hit the subscribe button because this is what I give you every week. And I want to give you a challenge. Okay, I want to give you a challenge now for the rest of the month. We are coming into April. At least that's when this video went live. was the end of March. So for the next 30 days, don't watch the news. Find other ways to stay informed. And I challenge you to do that. I challenge you that for the next 30 days, you don't watch the news. And that you will see your life transform. Journal about it. Journal every single day. It doesn't have to be a 4-page journal. Write half a page. I didn't watch the news today. I feel like I was uninformed about what's going on in this world. It was frustrating. That could be day 1. Day 30 could be like, I still haven't watched the news and I still know what's going on in this world. I'm so happy that I did this challenge. I'm not going back to watching the news because I really felt that I didn't lose anything when I left the news. And now I hope that throughout this process that you find that within yourself, but to each your own, and grow and use that and create that life that you want. Because your mental health matters. Your life matters. But it's your responsibility to do the things in your life that are going to create that for you. So thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, watch the next one. Create that story, create that life that you want, because it's up to you. And remember, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.